Deep inside a peaceful woodland, a very unusual race was about to begin, but no one could have guessed who would win. Among the forest animals lived a hare who was incredibly fast. He knew it, and he never missed a chance to show it. Whenever the hare ran, he moved like the wind through the trees. To him, there was simply no animal fast enough to catch him. The woodland animals watched in amazement as the hare raced past them. His speed was impressive, but his confidence was even greater. Then, along came a quiet tortoise, moving slowly along the forest path. He was not fast, but he never seemed to worry about that. When the hare noticed the tortoise, he could hardly believe what he was seeing. A race against a tortoise sounded like the easiest victory imaginable.
Ha! You? Ha ha ha! Race me? Ha 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 ha! Race me?
But the tortoise did not become angry or embarrassed. Instead, he calmly decided to prove that speed was not everything. Then came a challenge that surprised everyone in the meadow. The tortoise asked the hare to race.
Let's have a race.
The hare eagerly accepted, certain that victory was already his.
You're on!
Yay!
He had no idea that this little race would teach him a lesson he would never forget. The woodland animals gathered around the starting line as the two racers took their positions. Soon, the most famous race in the forest was ready to begin. The hare was ready to prove his speed once again. Beside him, the tortoise stood quietly, focused only on the road ahead. And then, the race began. The hare shot forward like lightning, while the tortoise took his first slow and steady step. Within seconds, the hare was far ahead of the tortoise. He was so fast that the finish line already seemed within reach. But the tortoise refused to hurry or worry. Step by step, he simply kept moving forward. Soon the hare looked back and saw the tortoise far behind. He smiled, convinced that there was nothing to fear.
He's still way back there.
With such a huge lead, the hare began thinking about anything except the race. He believed he had more than enough time to relax. Then the hare discovered a cool, shady spot beneath a beautiful old tree. The peaceful grove gave him an idea that would change everything. Why keep running when victory seemed certain? The hare decided to take a little rest before finishing the race.
I've got plenty of time.
The gentle breeze made the hare feel even more comfortable. Before long, his eyes grew heavy, and he drifted into a deep sleep. While the hare slept peacefully beneath the tree, the race continued without him, and somewhere along the winding trail, the tortoise was still moving forward. While the hare slept, the tortoise continued along the winding forest trail. He never stopped, never rushed, and never looked back. Step by step, the tortoise moved closer to his goal. His journey was slow, but every step brought him a little farther forward. Soon the tortoise reached the tree where the hare was sleeping. Without making a sound, he simply continued on his way. The tortoise could have stopped to celebrate, but he stayed focused on the finish line. He knew that the race was not over yet. The road ahead was still long, and the finish seemed far away, but the tortoise had discovered the secret of moving forward. Simply take the next step. Meanwhile, the hare continued sleeping peacefully beneath the tree. He had no idea that his comfortable nap was costing him the race. Minutes passed, and the afternoon sun slowly moved across the forest. Still, the tortoise kept walking while the hare slept on. At last, the tortoise reached the final stretch of the course. Through the trees, he could see the finish meadow waiting ahead. For the first time, the finish line was clearly within sight. The tortoise was tired, but his determination grew stronger with every step. The woodland animals gathered near the finish line, watching the trail with growing excitement. Could the slowest racer really win the race? Suddenly, the hare opened his eyes and realized that something was terribly wrong. Much more time had passed than he had ever imagined. The hare jumped to his feet and stared down the trail in disbelief. His easy victory no longer seemed so certain. Then he spotted the tortoise far ahead, already nearing the finish line. For the first time, the hare felt real panic.
How long have I been asleep?
The hare raced forward as fast as his legs could carry him. He knew that every second mattered now. But the tortoise never looked back. He simply kept moving, one steady step after another, toward the finish. Suddenly, the race was closer than anyone had expected. The hare was catching up, but the tortoise was already within reach of victory. The hare gave everything he had and sprinted toward the finish, but speed could not erase the time he had wasted. The tortoise took one final step, then another. The finish line was now just ahead. And then, the impossible happened. The tortoise crossed the finish line first. The slowest racer had defeated the fastest animal in the forest. The woodland animals burst into cheers as the tortoise celebrated his incredible victory. He had proven that patience and determination can accomplish what speed alone cannot. At last, the hare reached the finish line, but it was too late. His confidence had turned into a lesson he would never forget. The hare looked at the tortoise with something new in his eyes, respect. He finally understood that the tortoise had earned his victory. The hare realized that being naturally fast was not enough. Focus, patience, and determination could be just as powerful.
I guess being fast isn't everything.
The whole woodland celebrated the tortoise's remarkable victory. For one special evening, the slowest animal in the forest became its greatest champion. After the race, the hare and the tortoise walked home together. This time, the hare was happy to slow down and enjoy the journey. As evening settled over the woodland, everything became peaceful again. But the lesson from the race would remain in everyone's hearts. The tortoise never needed to be the fastest. He simply believed in taking one step at a time and never giving up. And the hare learned an important lesson about confidence and patience. Sometimes the greatest advantage is simply refusing to stop.
Sometimes, slow and steady really does win.
From that day on, the two friends remembered what the race had taught them. Slow and steady wins the race. And so their extraordinary race became a story told for generations. A timeless reminder that patience, persistence, and determination can lead us farther than we ever imagined.